Touch the leg. You're watching Tibet This Week, our weekly news on Tibet, His Holiness the Dalai Lama and Central Tibetan Administration. Top news of the week. His Holiness the Dalai Lama graces Mahakala Puja and Gelong Ordination. His Holiness the Dalai Lama congratulates Professor Diskin on receiving the Padma Shri award. Tibetans in Tibet face difficulties amid rising COVID cases. Sikyong concludes visit to Canada. Tibet House Japan organizes a Golden Week Tibet Festival in Tokyo. Office of Tibet Australia and London meets Czech Republic and Irish delegations. His Holiness the Dalai Lama graced the Mahakala Puja and Gelong Ordination held at Suklakang, the main temple, on Monday this week. The Gelong Ordination in the context of Tibetan Buddhism is essentially taking vows not yet taken and the practice of supplementing the regeneration of vows to avoid them from degeneration. The monks who are ordained undergo rigorous study and practice of Vinaya. Around 630 Tibetan and non-Tibetan monks from Dribung, Gandhi, Sera and other monasteries across India and some from USA, Belgium, Spain, Germany, Ireland, France, Australia, Vietnam, Nepal, Russia and Mongolia will be receiving ordination from His Holiness the Dalai Lama this week and next. His Holiness the Dalai Lama congratulated Professor Diskin on receiving the Padma Shri in recognition of her outstanding services in the field of social works. Representative Jingmi Tsering was invited on the occasion of handing over the prize on Friday last week at the Swami Vivekananda Cultural Center in Sao Paulo. The award was awarded to Professor in January 2020. Padma Shri is India's fourth highest civilian award. With the rising number of COVID cases inside Tibet, Tibetans who have returned to Tibet from India and Nepal are reportedly facing challenges as a result. The citizenship identification card and household registration of Tibetans who returned to Tibet from India and Nepal were earlier revoked and were not given permission to renew. As a result, these Tibetans had to face a lot of hardships in terms of livelihood and employment. During the pandemic, due to lack of legal documentations such as identification cards and registration, they are deprived of proper access to basic medical care and hospitals also refuse to treat them. Several Tibetans have also reportedly died from contracting COVID due to lack of access to proper medical care. Over a month ago, it has been announced in Karzi County that Tibetans who have returned to Tibet from India and Nepal would be registered in the National Household Registration System. However, it seems not a single Tibetan has been registered till now. As part of his official engagement in Canada, Sikyong visited the Tibetan community in Montreal and addressed the Tibetans on Friday last week, following his testimony before Standing Committee on Foreign Affairs and International Development. He also met with former members of Central Tibetan Administration. In Toronto, Sikyong spoke to Tibetan youth community at the Tibetan Canadian Culture Center, followed by an interaction with representatives and leaders of Chinese, Uyghurs, Taiwanese and Hong Kong communities in Toronto. Sikyong also met representatives from 12 Tibetan religious institutions and 14 Tibetan associations based in the Toronto area and attended Mother's Day celebration organized by the Ontario Tibetan Women's Association. Addressing the public on Saturday last week, Sikyong expressed concern about certain divisive transpiring from regionalism and provincialism that is causing a rift in the Tibetan community, and urged the public to rise above the petty internal conflicts and become a self-reliant and harmonious Tibetan community. As a part of his final official engagements in Canada, Sikyong met with Phutila Karpoche, chair of Ontario Parliamentary Friends of Tibet. Tibet House Japan organized a 5-day online festival titled Tibet Festival Japan, coinciding with week-long Golden Week holiday in Japan from 1st to 7th May. Representative Dr. Tsewang Gyalpo Arya, in his opening remarks, stated that this festival gives the Tibetans and Japanese an opportunity to share each other's rich culture and thereby strengthen the spiritual and cultural bond. The online Tibet Festival Japan started with a talk on history and culture of Tibet by Representative Dr. Arya, and in the next 3 days, Geshe Dorje Damdu, Director of Tibet House, the culture center of His Holiness the Dalai Lama, based in New Delhi, gave talks and teachings on introduction to Buddhism. The festival concluded with a demonstration of making some of the Tibetan staple foods, followed by songs contributed online by Tibetan and Japanese artists. Representative Karma Singhi met with Czech Republic Ambassador Thomas Dupp on Tuesday this week in Canberra and apprised the ambassador on the deteriorating human rights situation inside Tibet, particularly about the repression of Tibetan language and culture. Representative Sonam Sring Frasi met with Senator Malcolm Byrne of the Senate, the upper house of the Irish Parliament, and other parliamentarians on Tuesday this week in Dublin. Representative Sonam Frasi briefed the delegations on the current situation in Tibet and requested them to form a core Tibet group in the Irish Parliament. Representative Frasi also met with officials from the Department of Foreign Affairs and the members of Tibetan community in Ireland. That is all for this week. See you next time and have a great weekend.